Well, hello, Average Gamers. I am back, Average Gamer Wes, with another Hunt Showdown trial tutorial, one of the Waves trials. This one, honestly, was one of my most hated trials to get done. It was super frustrating. It was recently made a little bit more bearable with one of the recent updates where they made the immolators spawn in a predetermined order, whereas when I was doing it and getting it done first time, it was just totally random, and it made it a hell of a lot harder. But it is called A Futile Undertaking, really accurate name. And to get this done with 3 stars, let's have a bit of a look at it here. What we need to do is kill and banish 8 immolators. We have to avoid fire damage, and we have to kill 10 hellhounds with fire. So the key thing here is avoid fire damage. So we can take the bleed damage from the hounds. That will not lose you your 3rd star. But you need to be really careful with the hounds and controlling them, because if you don't keep the hounds under control, you will very quickly find that there are so many of them around. So with that, let's have a look at how I get it done. So what you get is, we get the Nagant Officer Carbine, we get the Bornheim, we get some dusters and some dynamite sticks. So before we get into this, let's just worry about those. So you'll see how quickly the hounds spawn, but a really key thing to keep an eye on here are looking at the oil slicks where they're around. As you can see how ridiculous it gets with the hounds, how quickly they come in. And again, so what you can do, the oil slicks, and also these fences that you can hop over are a really good way of getting away from them. So we need to keep an eye on those, and also being able to jump up onto the hay bales if you need to get out of the way. So there's just a few little points. So because it's only the fire damage we need to worry about, we can take some of the normal shots from the immolators and the normal attacks from the hounds without losing our 3rd star, which is kind of important because there is a limited number of hounds that will spawn. So we do want to avoid shooting them where we can and dragging them through fire if possible. So our first one's there. I jump those fences just so we don't get surprise attacked by behind, but then I'm going to open them. And the reason I'm going to open them is because I want any hounds out there to follow me this way, because once I get in here, I'm going to shoot that barrel, and then that's going to ignite all of that oil. And we want to make a bit of noise. Hopefully that'll attract a few. This immolator is here and aggroed. I'm going to take him out with 3 shots to the head. And this brings this hound through. Getting him to come through the fire is going to be somewhat difficult. He's not going to do it, so we're going to come around the corner, out this way, and then we're going to shoot that, and that will take him out. So then our next one's just over here. So what I'm going to do is we'll ignite this oil slick. We'll take this guy out. Then the next one's going to be downstairs. We've got a couple of hounds following, so we want them to follow us down here, because then what we're going to do is take that out, burn that one, and then reload here, grab some more ammo. Next one's going to be just through here. So we'll open that, change back to the dusters, just do a quick check. There might be some hounds down here, like so. Burn that just to get him burnt. So now our immolator is through there. Getting through is going to be tough, but we can squeeze through the side, luckily. Now we can come and take out our 4th immolator. He's wandered all the way to the other side. And Now from here, the next one is back this way. So we want to go back, ideally, as long as we can avoid the fire damage. Let that hound burn out through there, and that gets us our 10. I want to go up this ladder. No hounds here, so we're lucky enough there. Immolator should be just here. Once again, just worrying about any hounds. Taking out the hounds where we can. We've already burnt our 10, so we don't have to worry too much about them. Next one, I think, is downstairs again. Got a couple of hounds following us here. So what I'm going to do with this is come this way. Actually, no, not that way. We want to shoot this barrel. And then we can hop over this and be out of the way of those. Now we need to check for the next immolator is under there. Reload while we're under the house. Coming straight over. 1, 2, 3. Banish this one. Now we have to go back downstairs. Now we can shoot them because we've got our 10 burnt. We don't need to worry about that. And we'll get number 7 just here. 1, 2, 3. And then our last one is just up here. We've got 40 seconds. Should have plenty of time to get him. Up the ramp. Back through this gate. Around a corner. And here he is. 1, 2. And that is that one done on hard. Now, you definitely can get it done quicker than that. I did get into a bit of a spot there with 3 or 4 hounds that were on me close to the end that I wanted to try and avoid as best I can. But the key to that one really is just working with those oil slicks, the yellow barrels to create the fire, and some lanterns here and there to obviously create those little fire paths that you can lead the dogs through. Because getting the immolators done is the easy part. Sometimes you will get through and you'll get all the immolators done, and maybe you've shot 2 or 3 hounds that have been in a bad spot that you can't get to burn, and then you've done the 8 immolators and there's no hounds left around, and you've still got 2 or 3 hounds that you need to burn before you get that 3rd star. So they're the keys. I hope that helps. Please subscribe, follow along on Twitch, and drop me a comment on any other ones that you want me to do.